And a good early Sunday afternoon, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. We have a beautiful day in progress right now with bright sunshine and blue skies across a wide area with areas of higher pressure to really extending north up the coast and also surface high pressure across Quebec. That, of course, has been producing some snow with warmer temperatures just to the south of that system. This is an ejected weather system that's really largely going to head to the north and kind of develop a trough that's going to be basically north and south. But jet stream energy in the lower latitudes is going to spin up an area of low pressure in the vicinity of Cape Hatteras or the middle Atlantic coast. That's going to track basically a little bit out to sea and then curl back toward the New England coast. It's capturing a lot of warmth, and the sea surface temperatures being anomalously warm anyway. That's going to help push temperatures basically in that 30 to about 37 degree kind of air, while snow is going to be falling pretty heavy in the mountains, and kind of a mixed combination rain snow in many of our local valleys. This is going to be a significant snowfall for parts of southern New England, the I-95 corridor, and extending into parts of southern Vermont and perhaps even into the central Green Mountain summits as well. Additionally, a little bit of wind will be with this, with the system producing a little bit of marginally strong winds, generally at thresholds or about 40 miles per hour. So I'm not expecting many impacts from that. However, wet snow loading is probably going to be impactful in many of these locations, and southern Vermont is going to be right on the edge of a much more impactful area further off to the south as it looks right now. And the snowfall up in the northern sections with this storm system is really not going to be a huge deal. We're talking probably 4 to 8 inches or 3 to 6 inches, somewhere in that frame. Northern areas are going to see a slightly drier snowfall anyway. So main utility concerns, southern 4 counties and points south. You're on the left. We have the GFS ensemble on the right. This is our storm system that will be incoming here with high pressure and control. No precipitation occurring on this Sunday. A beautiful day with bright blue skies and tons of sun. That, of course, is going to go by the wayside as clouds thicken up and lower tonight and continue during the day tomorrow. By around 15Z on Monday, we're starting to see a little bit of light snow progress basically into the southern part of the state. Most of this is really going to be an afternoon event. You can see that not a whole lot of movement going on here. But this is our jet stream energy, which is spinning up this area of low pressure off the coast of Hatteras. It goes out to sea and then curls back as an upper level system will capture the low and pull it back. And this is our problem here, as the whole storm itself will do this loop-de-loop. And you can see the GFS ensemble placement is a little bit off the coast, because the GFS deterministic is taking the low pretty far out to sea, just with kind of a trough extending westward into interior sections of New England. This is a little bit of a newer wrinkle, but needless to say, we are going to get some significant snowfall, especially the states of really northern Connecticut, northern Rhode Island, Massachusetts, into southern Vermont, good portion of New Hampshire, and some coastal areas of Maine. The winds with this, by the way, are going to be extremely strong across the areas down east Maine, right along the coast, into the capes of Massachusetts, where wind gusts may be up around hurricane force, according to some of the computer modeling. And this area of low pressure eventually then pulls away on Wednesday, just last of it producing a little bit of flurry or snow shower activity. That's the 06Z. And we'll go to the 0Z and look a little bit forward. And then we're seeing basically the snow showers and flurries exit out of the region. High pressure starts to build in and gives us a pretty decent day as it looks right now on Thursday. There will be some mediocre sunshine, however, as high clouds will filter the sun. And then it looks like a dry weather day on Friday. The caveat is this is lowered confidence, but once we get basically into Friday, we still have this area of higher pressure, but a considerable amount of high clouds will have moved on in. Of course, the GFS ensemble is a little bit ahead of the picture there, bringing in some precipitation. So really the day on Friday could be seeing potentially some precipitation. We'll have to wait and see. Lowered confidence as we get into Thursday and Friday anyway. GFS ensemble centered on the Montpelier grid. This is 3-hourly QPF. Your main system here, kind of a long duration, then dry weather thereafter, and then another one, as we just looked at with the GFS. The total QPF in this particular case, we're only talking about 5/10 of an inch per the GFS, and even the deterministic is following suit with that. Now the total snow looks like this. This is again centered on Montpelier, so we're talking about somewhere around 5-6 inches, and that's exactly what the European has. So good model agreement in that department. Looking at the 850 hectopascal wind temperatures, the layer about the top of Mount Mansfield of the atmosphere, we're looking at temperatures encroaching here that could produce a little bit of mixed precipitation types with the next system. This would be the one following on this coming weekend. We're talking mainly Saturday and Sunday. I think it's the 18th and 19th of March. And with that, precipitation type does show this, a little bit of rain, maybe some mix, a little bit of snow mixed in. But here on the valley floors, there is also that potential where we might see a little bit of rain mixing in on the valley floors with this particular storm. This is 7-day total QPF going through the 19th of March, which is Sunday. And just a little bit beyond the period, this is our main precipitation maker here, where you're looking at 1-inch amounts with the blue, 2-inch amounts with this brown here, and then you're looking at 3-inch amounts. I'm sorry, that's 1.5, and this is 2-inch amounts here. So pretty hefty amounts of total precipitation, and a lot of that is going to be wet snow. That's going to be nasty stuff in southern New England as it looks right now. West Coast, atmospheric rivers continue occasionally setting up. We've had one, we got another one setting up with a lot of rainfall, even getting down into the LA basin, Southern California. Most of the heavy atmospheric river business has been generally California, a little bit less so in Oregon, and a lot less so in Washington. This might be shifting north over time here in the next month. Looking at 2-meter temperature anomaly across the region here, anomalously cold in the west parts of Canada, coming in out of Alaska and the northwest Pacific coast, for example, extending into the interior sections in through the Rockies, a little bit into central and getting into eastern parts of Canada. However, we're still seeing kind of hodgepodge amounts of anomalously warm temperatures. Thus, looking ahead, we're looking at warmer than normal temperatures in parts of Quebec, near normal right through our neck of the woods over the next 5 days of high temperatures, the mean temperatures. Waited. 3 days later, it looks like this, kind of holding our own, and look at that, almost coast to coast, colder than normal temperatures. How about that? So for utilities, we're looking at our main concern that's going to be developing, it looks like, on Monday night. That's going to last into Wednesday morning. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.